All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. Hopefully you are enjoying your day. Before I start this video, because obviously I want to wait for people to come in, I want to give a shout out because I have 2 new people that joined my Patreon account, and that totals 3 now. So I'm very honored about that. And I wanted to give a shout out. Now, I don't know if they want their full names or their channels fully posted on here, so I'm just going to do either a first name or just part of their channel. And if either one of them wants to post a link to their YouTube channel, if they have one, they're more than welcome to put it in the comments section, and hopefully somebody will come and subscribe to their channel. So a shout out to... we'll say Lord and Scott. So both of you have become Patreon members, so I'm very humbled by that. Thank you so much. And if you ever want to join my Patreon, like I tell people, there is no additional content on my Patreon because I do not believe in people having to pay to get information, at least from me. But if you want to support my channel, because if you saw the video I did yesterday showing, you know, all the cats that I feed, it helps towards that, and it also helps my channel. So you don't have to, but if you do, the link is in the description, and I also put it in the live chat. So let's put on the video. Well, before I do that, actually it doesn't matter. I might as well put it on. When I moved here from New York to Florida, when we packed, I mean, we had a really big truck, a big U-Haul. It's like not the largest one, but like the second largest one. We filled that thing to capacity. When I say there was no more room, there was literally no more room. And I had a lot of collectibles that I was not going to be able to bring here to New York because we just didn't have the space at the time. So luckily, my mother was nice enough to allow me to leave probably 20 boxes worth of collectibles at her house in her attic. And slowly but surely, she's starting to mail some of it back to me when she can. So I don't know what's in here. I think I have an idea. But these, and that's why I did it on the, if you look on the thumbnail, a shout out to Mighty Comics and Collectibles, because he also talks about toys and stuff. So I asked to send back some of my action figures. These are things that I bought back in the 90s, if I think it's what it is. So I thought I'd unbox it and share it with you. And if any of them have any value, let me know, because I really don't know anything about toys. So I know somebody like Mighty Comics and Collectibles would be able to say if something's worth something or not, if it's rare or something, or anybody else that's into that. But these are all ones that I pretty much, I believe, bought when they came out. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought these are. These are, and I'll show each one. These are Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This one is Republic Senator Mon Mothra. So these are still in the original packages. I probably paid between $4 and $6, maybe $9, between $4 and $9 for these. So they're in pretty good shape. I think this is the original box that I bought them in. But if anybody knows if any of these have any value or if any of them are rare, let me know. So there's a bunch of them in here, so I'll go over each one. So that one is numbered number 24. Next one is numbered 22. It is Jedi Master Kit Fisto. I don't think I've ever taken these out of this box, and like you could see, everything's in really good condition. So who knows, maybe when I get more of this stuff, or maybe something in here is a gem. This is number 20. This is Jedi Master Agen Kolar, or Kolar, I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't really follow Star Wars anymore. Nick says, did you hear that CGC's parent acquired JSA and will do unwitnessed signatures now? No. I did not hear about that, but then I guess they can now just say every signature is legit, especially for their 9.9 and 10 things. So, hey, more power to them, but they definitely want to destroy the competition, which some people might say is a good thing, but if they destroy all the competition and there's no competition, then they're the only ones you can go to. They can raise their prices all they want, and, you know, it is what it is. But no, I did not hear about that, so thank you for at least letting me know. CGC lovers will be thrilled about that. Alright, next up, this is number 23. This is Senate Security, the Royal Guard. So again, if anybody knows if any of these are rare, desirable, what they might be worth at this point, this is the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith line. Like I said, I bought these most likely in the 90s. So I paid probably between $4.95 and $8.99. Some tissue paper. Tissue, I hardly know you. Next up is Separatists Army Battle Droid. This is number 17. And you can see right here, tells you the number of which one it is. I would love to have at least one of these be a rare one that is very desirable, because like I said, these are, all the cards are perfect, because like I said, this is probably the first time I've taken these out. Next up, Republic Senator. This is Padme, pregnant Padme, number 19. So I thought there'd be something different. And again, I'll show you the back of the card. I mean, these are in pristine condition. So if somebody says, oh yeah, you got a $1,000 one in there and it's, you know, very rare, I'll find out where to get these graded and grade them eventually. The next one's Jedi Master Shakti, number 21. And if I'm mispronouncing any of these, feel free to correct me. Never opened. Not crushed. No bending of the cards. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. More tissue paper. Next one, Protocol Droid C-3PO. And again, this is Star Wars Revenge of the Sith line. This is number 18. So it looks like I might have the whole series of them. So hopefully somebody will be able to tell me if any of these are rare or valuable, or, you know, what they might be worth. I mean, I can obviously look it up. Alright, next up, Jedi Master Plo Koon, number 16. I don't know how they came up with these names. GT Key Comics says, Chris, I did not understand your updates yesterday. Will you continue your... Yes. I was originally not going to be able to, but I had a Patreon member. I had one Patreon member as of the other day, since I've had Patreon, which has probably been 7 or 8 years. I had one Patreon member, and he or she decided to upgrade to a $50 per month level to be able to support my ability to continue to do the PGX. So, and I also got 2 new Patreon members today. So I have a total of 3 Patreon members. I'll just say shout out to Lord and Scott, and basically allowing me to continue. So as of now, as long as they're able to continue to do kindness like that, I am actually able to do it. So, and a shout out to Daniel, because he actually sent a letter to PGX and sent me an email about it. So he showed me the letter. It wasn't anything nasty or negative or anything, but he was supporting my channel by telling Daniel Patterson at PGX that he values what I do. So that was, he did that on his own, and I appreciate that. So shout out to Daniel for that kindness. The support has been amazing, so thank you. So again, this is number 16. More lovely tissue paper. Next up is Republic Senator Bail Organa, which is the adopted father of Princess Leia, number 15. So it'd be cool if I found out maybe one of these are rare. I mean, who knows? But these are definitely all in top-notch condition. Try and do a little close-up. And it doesn't show how many people hit the like button, but if you want to, or if you have, thank you so much. If you want to subscribe, awesome. As soon as my mother mails out some more of the toys and collectibles, I'll be more than happy to do some of these unboxings if you like them. But obviously, I still got plenty of boxes of comics that I have yet to open, so I'll definitely have content. The next one is Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, number 14 in the series. And again, you could see the cards not bent, not damaged. The edges are pristine. Here we go. And again, if anybody would like to join my Patreon, you can. The link is in the description, but I also put it in the live chat. And last but not least, we have Sith Lord Count Dooku, which is number 13. So it seems like that's the entire set. He's got 3, 6, 9, 12. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I got the entire set of 12. I don't know why they didn't number it 1 through 12. But maybe, I guess, there's another set, which I probably have. I guess I'll have to find out eventually when my mother mails that stuff. Okay, yeah, because it says on the bottom, Basic Figure Collection 2. So I guess that would make sense. So it's 13 through 24. So I have the whole second set. I'm sure I have the first set, and I have a lot of others. So again, if anybody knows anything about these, that's why I did a little thing on the thumbnail for Mighty Comics and Collectibles, because his channel is all about not only comics but toys. He might know about it, but anybody watching this, if you know anything or can share any input, you know, that would absolutely be appreciated. And let's do also a comic unboxing, because this is, after all, a comic book channel. As a little bonus for my power viewers and ultra power viewers. A power viewer is a person who watches a video they click on from beginning to end, and an ultra power viewer is a person that watches my videos from beginning to end every time they click on them. Now, you could mark that proudly in the comments section. I'm never going to verify, so, I mean, I'll never know if you really did it or not, and that's fine. But let's show this comic. This is one I definitely recommend. It is, as far as a quote-unquote modern comic, and I think this is borderline Copper Age, but this is such an undervalued comic. This looks really nice. Now, it has a price tag of $60. I actually want it for about $6 more. And then, of course, you add taxes and shipping. But this is in really high grade. So let's show the comic. So we have, of course, X-Men number 221. This is a newsstand variant. This is absolutely a book I would highly recommend getting. Now, they say they're using the first appearance of the character in here as a villain in, I forget, it's either a TV show or a movie, and that's Mr. Sinister. So he is a well-known villain, especially if you remember the X-Men comics back in the 90s. James Logan says, "Hi Chris, what's your favorite comic book story?" I've actually talked about that before, but I'll be more than happy to. But let me go over the price of this, and then I'll answer that question. So thank you, James. So as you could see here, somebody was trying to sell this for $60. This has 9/8 potential. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Just because somebody says it has 9/8 potential doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. I mean, it could get damaged in transit to get graded. I do see one microscopic color break increase, so I mean, even with that tiny bit, it still could get a 9.8, because remember, 9.8 isn't perfect. A 10 is. So it can have one tiny defect. So it has maybe a 1/16 of an inch color break. So it still could potentially get a 9.8. But especially high grade when it comes to newsstands is a very rare, or rarer comic book. It's not rare. I have one of these in mid grade, probably 6 to 7. That is a Mark Julis variant. This is not one of those, but newsstand is rarer than the regular version of this comic. And if hopefully Disney wakes up and stops with the DEI nonsense, and starts doing these movies and villains and characters right, knock on wood, let's hope so. I mean, this is a character that could actually really increase in value. I've always said movies and TV shows do not have to be made for certain books to have value, but they do help increase it or decrease it depending on what happens with the character and the story and the movie or TV they're on. But books like this, I'm sure many people in the comic book community will attest that this, for a well-known villain like Mr. Sinister, to be able to get high-grade books for under $100, especially for newsstands, absolutely worth, in my opinion, taking the chance on. This is something I bought March. Well, it was sent March 22 of 24. Probably one of the last, actually probably second to last things I've purchased, because I basically spent all my bitcoins and everything. So let me know what you think about that. And to answer James Logan's question about my favorite comic book story, my absolute favorite comic book story of all time is about a 6 to 8, I forget the amount of issues, but it was a series of Spider-Man books where it was, I think, like maybe 2 or 3 issues in each one. I'm not sure the exact amount, but Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and Spectacular Spider-Man, of when Peter Parker gets the power cosmic. I absolutely loved reading that, and to this day, it's one of my favorites. My second favorite, and what got me into collecting comics from that point on, was the Death in the Family story of when the Joker, when you had to mail in, well, I think it was either call in or mail in whether Robin lived or died. And I remember going to the comic book store, because I ended up finding out about it, because we didn't have the internet back then, a month too late. I think that issue where he dies is 427, but the first book I bought as an official regular comic book collector, because I bought a couple back when I was younger at 7-Eleven, but from then on I was hooked into comics, was Batman. I think it was 478, I think is the number, which was part 4. And I did not acquire the Death of Robin until 2016, 2017, when I acquired one on eBay. Because I remember at the time, the part 4 just came out as I went to the comic book store, so I bought that. And I remember that issue with Robin dead was like between $50 and $80. And I was like, I couldn't afford to buy something like that at that time. Because, $50 to $80 then, back in, I think that was between 89 and 92. No, between 89 and 90, somewhere around there. I think probably, actually between 88 and 90, somewhere around there. I was a teenager. And a $50 book then is probably like a $200 book now, when you're talking inflation and devaluation of the dollar. So I ended up never acquiring it, but absolutely loved the story. Read part 4 several times, looked up the other ones because I couldn't afford the set at the time and never got them. But the one I read the most was actually the Spider-Man Going Cosmic. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. Great set of series. Like I said, it's an Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and Spectacular Spider-Man. And there were between 2 and 3 each of those. And another comic I used to love reading was, believe it or not, Excalibur. Because when I went to college at Stony Yonta, and if you live anywhere near New York, you know what school I'm talking about. I didn't get much mail back then, so I ordered through the mail subscriptions from Marvel. I got the Excalibur, I got the Punisher, and Thor. And of them all, I liked reading the Excalibur because I loved Art Davis's stories and artwork, and it was just some great characters, and I followed them for a while. So those are pretty much the ones I love the most. I won't read any of this new stuff, although I did, to be fair, read this, the newest Ultimate Spider-Man #1, and I liked what they did with it. I have yet to read the others because I'm afraid if I continue reading it, they're going to throw in agenda and ruin it. So I was like, I read the first issue, really liked it. I think I'm going to cut my losses at that point and just, if somebody tells me the other issues are worth reading, I'll check it out. But I just don't want to have them end up ultimately suckering you in and end up, you start liking the beginning of it, and then they have their agenda-driven narratives and it ruins it. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah, Russell says Mr. Sinister is the new X-Men 97, is in the new X-Men 97 show. So who knows if they ever give him a live action or anything. But obviously, like I said, TV shows and movies are not needed to have popular heroes and villains and teams valuable, but they do help if done right. So definitely a book that, in my opinion, I believe this is a Copper Age, between Copper Age and Modern Age, because Modern Age goes from the mid 80s till today, so they really need to come up with something. I think today's stuff is Plastic Age, but yeah, it's a book I highly recommend. So I think for the price I paid, I think I gave the price total with shipping and handling came out to $79.82. So I think for that price, for a newsstand variant, high grade, absolutely worth taking the chance on. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I would love to hear what you thought about these. If you know anything about those Star Wars figures that I put up, please, either you can email me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, or you can just put it in the comments section. I would love to learn anything about these. Again, pristine condition. I'm going to be putting them back in the boxes, and yeah, we'll wait and see. But I used to love collecting stuff, and I have so much more waiting for my mother to mail them when she gets the opportunities. GT Key Comic says you can work backwards today. Count how many comic storylines are not. Yeah, no thanks. I would go crazy trying to figure that stuff out. I'll leave it up to other people to talk about modern books. That's just not my cup of tea. So what's yours? Let me know in the comments section. Let me know what you think about the AI art. I thought I'd try and do a He-Man action figure. I didn't want to do a Star Wars one because that would basically give it away. But I'd love to know your opinion of my AI art. I have no talent. I just type numbers into a program and it shows images. And out of every 15 images, there's one worth keeping. So AI has a long way to go before it becomes intelligent. But it does a heck of a better job than I could ever do on my absolute best day. So it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to the two new Patreon members I have. So I have a total of 3 Patreon members. If you want to be one of them, I put the link in the live chat. It's also in the description. And let's do today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. We're going to go with Brian Norman. And we're going to go with James Logan for his comic book question. So if either of you are well, you don't even have to be a subscriber, But if you have a YouTube channel, you could post a link in the comment section to either a specific video if you want, or your YouTube channel. If you don't make YouTube videos and you'd rather do a link to one of your social networks, Facebook, X, Instagram, as long as it's not OnlyFans, that's something I will not promote. I have no problem with promoting your social networks. And if you don't have that, or you'd prefer, maybe you sell something like these kind of toys or comic books or shoes or anything, as long as it's stuff that is friendly for all audiences, you could post a link to one of your sales, to one of your links to your sales. Keep in mind that all links have to be verified first. You will not see them when you hit enter, because it will automatically go into spam. I will go there, I will check it out, and if it is something that I view as appropriate for all audiences, I will approve it. And that means if you see a link in the comments section, if you're one of the people that likes to interact with people that comment, and I hope you do, if you see a link, it means it has been verified. It won't take you anywhere inappropriate. So again, it does not have to be comic book related, but that's probably going to get the best chance of somebody clicking, because this is a comic book channel. But as long as it's something that's for all ages, I don't mind promoting a channel, a sale, or a social network. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll check out some of the videos I did yesterday if you have not had the opportunity. If you want to hit subscribe, great. If you want to hit the thumbs down because you don't like my content, by all means, I appreciate your opinion. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to have your trolls.